Hi, welcome everybody to Mount Holly. My name is Jesse Gary. I'm the CEO of Century Aluminum Company, and we're really proud to have you all here today to celebrate the return of Mount Holly to full production for the first time in over a decade. I'm going to turn it over to some other people to start, and then you'll hear from me again towards the end. So I'd like to start by first introducing Attorney General Alan Wilson. General Wilson, someone who's dedicated their career to this state. I think he's the longest serving, continuously serving AG in the country. And we're proud that he is now the Republican nominee to be the next governor of this great state. General Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Gary. Mr. Secretary, I want to thank you for coming down here. What an incredible tour we just had of this amazing facility. Before I go into my very brief remarks, because it is warm out here, I want to it would be hard not to do this today. A little over 2 weeks ago, South Carolina lost a major figure here in our state. Someone who has fought hard for South Carolina, someone who represented our stage, not just at the state level, the national level, but the international level, and that is the passing of Senator Lindsey Graham. I thought it would be important for us just to take a quick moment of silence, and frankly, I want to thank Jesse Gary for suggesting that we do this, because Senator Graham has done so much for our state, and we mourn his passing over the last 2 weeks. So if you would join me in a very brief moment of silence to recognize Senator Graham and his accomplishments and his service to our great state. Thank you. It is warm out here, so I will be brief. They gave me 5 minutes. I'm going to take a fraction of that. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who is standing in front of me right now, and I would like all of you to join me in applauding those standing behind us right now. I just walked that assembly line, folks. It is hot. It is tough. But one thing I learned about this production facility is that 26 years ago, there were 23 aluminum smelting production facilities in the United States. Today, there are only 4, and I understand that we were nearly 2 weeks away from having this facility closed down when the Trump administration jumped in and saved it. And I want to thank Secretary Lutnick and the Trump administration for what they did to support South Carolina, supporting our citizens and supporting our jobs and making America great again, just like you ran on. So thank you, Mr. Secretary. Please tell that to the President. You'll hear more about that in a moment. But this facility right here, like I said, is just one of 4 in the United States of America. We're going to have a 5th opening in Oklahoma in the next couple of years, but this accounts for nearly 30% of all of the aluminum production in the United States of America right here at this location. That is something that we should be proud of. I want to thank, again, Secretary Lutnick for the message that he's bringing down here. The Trump administration has opened the doors for us to expand our operations here in South Carolina. South Carolina needs to do everything it can to partner with companies like this, like with Century Aluminum, so that we can open the aperture, open the floodgates to technical colleges to have more students coming in trade programs as early as high school, so they can start making 6-figure jobs right after they graduate high school. We're turning away 4,000 to 5,000 student applications to the technical college system every year. South Carolina needs to do more to take advantage of the opportunities that Century Aluminum and the Trump administration have given us through these policies. So I'm here today as your Attorney General to say thank you to Century Aluminum. Thank you to the men and women sweating behind us right now who are working here every day in the heat. Thank you for what you do, and thank you all of you out here for what you do to support this great American company. So as your Attorney General, it's an honor to serve you. I have to run to a funeral in a few minutes, so if you see me step off to the side, that's where I'm headed. Thank you, and God bless you all. Mr. Gary.
Thank you very much. Well, the General's right. It is hot out here today. But next, I'd like to introduce the United States Secretary of Commerce, Mr. Howard Lutnick. I can say that there is no bigger champion of American manufacturing and the hardworking men and women who make it possible than Secretary Lutnick. and we are honored that he could be here today to celebrate this day with us. Thank you, sir.
What a great day to be in Mount Holly, South Carolina. I'm excited to join all of you. It's great to be here with Attorney General Alan Wilson, with the CEO Jesse Gary, and this amazing Century Aluminum team. I also want to take a moment to recognize my late friend, Senator Lindsey Graham. He spent a lot of time with me in the Oval Office, on the golf course. Unfortunately, I'll never forget his swing. But he was a true fighter for South Carolina, always fighting for South Carolina, and he will be deeply missed. So walking through the pot line this afternoon, I saw firsthand there's skill, there's precision, and you need dedication for the men and women who make this facility run every day. And that's why it's a great day today, because we're here because American production and American aluminum production is back. A few months ago, Century Aluminum announced that they were going to invest $80 million in this plant to bring back 100% production here. And jobs here, right? The community, to know that this facility is going all out. It's got the support of the American administration, the Trump administration, to make sure this plant is a winner, is fundamental to the jobs around here, to the economy around here, and to our success in making American manufacturing work. So the Trump administration, is focused on rebuilding the American aluminum industry. And we can't be happier to have Century Aluminum as our partner. It's just not expanding here in South Carolina, but as you know, it's building the first new smelter in America in 50 years. 50 years since we built here in America, and it's going to double the amount of aluminum production we make here in America. You can't protect yourself unless you can make the core inputs what you protect yourself. For decades, the U.S. aluminum industry faced enormous challenges because these foreign countries flooded our market with unfair, subsidized aluminum. Countries, they exploited loopholes, market distortions, they undercut us in every which way. They gave power to their guys for free or for half price just to make sure they could undercut us. And Washington accepted this as a natural decline. Why would they accept other governments subsidizing their production as a natural decline of ours? They told us it didn't matter where things were made. We should just accept it, that globalization was a perfectly lovely thing, and having America be hollowed out, well, that's just the way of the world. They told us that by financial engineering, we could replace factories and foreign supply chains, and our skilled workers, well, they were a secondary thought. These failed politicians were simply wrong. That Washington slept, foreign countries took advantage of our weak politicians by subsidizing and by dumping. They expanded aluminum production everywhere. You just heard we had 40 smelters, now down to 4. We were heading to 3. And then basically what would we be? We would be reliant on other countries to make our F-35s. Seriously, to make fundamental things that we need, we'd have to ask another country to do it. That makes no sense. And that's why our president always says you got to baseline it with common sense. We need to have our own means of production. And the others forgot. They forgot that you need the materials to make your economy hum. So President Trump, he understood that from the beginning. And we were here to make sure that we have a strong aluminum industry. And that's what you see happening now. Stopping smelters from shutting down, stopping communities from being hollowed out if this baby closed. Think of what happens to this community, right? It's just wrong, wrong, wrong. So in 2015, Mount Holly was at half. And now it's at 100% capacity. And that's what a 232, it's a technical number, it's 232, but it's a number that this smelter really appreciates because it's the 232 tariffs set out by the Department of Commerce that are allowing aluminum, allowing steel, and allowing copper to come back in America. These core inputs to our nation are now coming back. So when you put real money into American soil and you American manufacturing, you'll see the fruits of that labor everywhere. You see it right here next to you. You'll see it in cars. You'll see it in everywhere you go. You'll see American aluminum everywhere. These are America First trade policies at work. So, Attorney General Wilson, thank you for fighting every day for more jobs, more opportunities. You keep fighting for the people in South Carolina, and we in Washington, we hear it. Okay, we hear that fight, and we deeply, deeply appreciate it. So, I'm excited to continue working, and I'm looking forward to the future working with them together. President Trump has made clear that unfair trade practices will not decide the future of American aluminum. He knows it. He knows that we need to be successful. Now, what else are we doing in South Carolina? Got Volvo announced they're going to bring their Polestar 3 from China here to South Carolina. Boeing secured, we got a $96 billion order from Qatar to buy 130 South Carolina 787s, right? We're rebuilding core here, both for our military and for our consumers. We need to build it here. We're rebuilding an industry on smart trade policy. We need people and we need training. That's why I'm here today to highlight a $5.9 million grant from my department, the Department of Commerce's Economic Development Administration, to the Technical College of the Low Country. Because you heard the Attorney General say we need to make that pipeline bigger. So we're going to contribute $5.9 million to the Low Country. But the way the Trump administration works, right, it's got to be a magnet. And so they did a great job. They got $118 million additional private financing commitment. So you take ours, which was just the sort of magnet in the beginning, couple that with $118 million of private, and you've got a huge investment in technical training right here in South Carolina. It's an extraordinary return. So it's an honor. I think we're here today with Dr. Lori Boating is here, right? There you are. Congratulations to you. Well done. And Mary Lee Carnes is here as well. Nice to see you. Thank you for everything you're doing, because you got to prepare this workforce, right? If we're going to build these factories bigger and better, I need you to churn out those hardworking South Carolinians in order to make sure we're successful. So what happens here, we're standing up for American workers. We're standing up for American manufacturers. That's what we're celebrating today. So, Gary, thank you for all you're doing. Thank you for your success. Let's make aluminum great. Let's also unleash the power of the great workers of South Carolina. Thank you for having me here today, and good luck to you all. This is impressive. That pot line is impressive, and I'm proud to be here serving as the Secretary of Commerce under the great Trump administration of Donald J. Trump. Thanks very much, everybody.
Well, thank you, Mr. Secretary, and thank you, Attorney General Wilson. It's really an honor to have you both here today. On behalf of Century, I'd also like to thank Mayor Habib. Thank you for being here. Berkeley County Supervisor Johnny Cribb, and the rest of the South Carolina and Berkeley County delegations that have been such great supporters of Mount Holly over the years. We're grateful. We're also glad to see Peter McCoy and Jimmy Staten here from the Sandy Cooper team, whose work at the utility is literally powering this expansion. Thank you so much. American aluminum keeps our country running. From the cell phone in your pocket to the trucker car that brought you here today, and transmitting power across our great country to power our power grid. Aluminum is the foundational material for all of this. For U.S. aircraft, armored vehicles, naval vessels, aluminum forms the airframe of U.S. fighter jets and body armor worn by men and women defending this great country. By increasing the production of aluminum here at home, we are reducing our dependence on foreign supply chains and fortifying our national security. all while supporting and creating thousands of good-paying, family-sustaining aluminum manufacturing jobs. These jobs are truly the backbones of communities right here in Berkeley County and across our great nation, and I'm glad to see the community here with us today. Prior to President Trump's historic re-election, America's aluminum industry was on its knees. China, Canada, and other foreign adversaries had dumped massive amounts of aluminum into our country, cheated U.S. trade laws, and flooded our markets. During President Trump's first term, our president established the Section 232 program on foreign imports that helped save our domestic industry from being wiped out. While we started to rebuild, the Biden administration watered down the effectiveness of this program with wide tariff exemptions, and more U.S. aluminum plants were forced to close. But upon his historic re-election, President Trump increased the Section 232 tariff to 50% and strengthened the program by closing all loopholes, launching a manufacturing renaissance in our country. Today, as a direct result of President Trump's tariff program, our investment in Mount Holly increases U.S. aluminum production by 10% and is creating hundreds of new good-paying jobs right here in South Carolina, not just at our plant, but throughout the community. Mount Holly has served as an economic backbone to this community for decades, directly supporting thousands of jobs and generating an economic impact to the Lowcountry of over $1 billion per year. At Mount Holly, our workforce is diverse and multi-generational, showcasing the heart of America. With President Trump's trade policy, we're eager to continue investing, growing our workforce, and creating thousands of new, good-paying aluminum jobs. But today's actions are just the beginning. The future of America's aluminum industry is bright. Later this year, Century Aluminum and our partners at EGA plan to break ground on the first new domestic aluminum smelter in nearly 50 years in Inola, Oklahoma. This multi-billion-dollar investment in America with cutting-edge technology will more than double U.S. aluminum production and create over 5,000 new American jobs. We will add $74 billion in cumulative GDP and over $181 billion in total economic output through 2060, ushering in a new golden age for American aluminum manufacturing. While we rebuild here at home, never again should we allow Canada, China, and other nations tariff exemptions that have a track record of killing American jobs and eroding our progress towards rebuilding America's aluminum industry. Let me be clear. The Trump trade doctrine is delivering real results for American workers, American manufacturing, and their families here in Goose Creek, in Seabury, Kentucky, in New Madrid, Missouri, and throughout our great nation. Without the leadership of President Trump, Secretary Letnick, and the rest of the President's team, today's announcement would never have happened. Most importantly, I'm grateful to the over 650 workers here at Mount Holly who are working tirelessly every day to rebuild America's aluminum industry. Because of your efforts and hard work, we are restoring America's manufacturing base and making our country stronger. So we are grateful to President Trump, to Secretary Letnick, Attorney General Wilson, and our distinguished guests for your critical support to make aluminum great again in this country. And I'm here today to tell you that Century will always do its part to rebuild American manufacturing and make America great again. Thank you. Okay, and to conclude our remarks today, I'd like to welcome a long-serving member of our team here at Mount Holly who represents all of us and will tell you a little bit about what it means to see these investments here today and what the future looks like for us here at Mount Holly. Mr. Mark Schlag.
Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me? My name is Mark Schlag. I'm the carbon plant manager here at Century Aluminum's Mount Holly smelter. I've been here for 22 years, and I started at just 21 years old, fresh out of the United States Marine Corps. My career here, thank you. My career here started as just a paycheck to me as I transitioned back into civilian life. It quickly turned into a career and led to multiple opportunities for advancement. I've had the pleasure of managing various aspects of the plant here, and since I started, have worked in every department except, ironically enough, the one that we're celebrating today, the pot line. Working at Mount Holly has allowed me and my family to live the American dream. It has provided the financial means to build a family, to build a house, and to pay for the education for my 3 children. Basically, all the things you would expect a normal job to provide, Century has provided for me. I'm grateful for these opportunities and the opportunity to raise my family right here in the Lowcountry where I was raised. These opportunities and the chance to build a life here are not something that I take lightly. And as we've heard, there have been times where it could have all gone away. I know we've heard today from a lot of people talking about how important it is to make things like aluminum here in America, but I'll speak about the importance from my perspective. When I started my career here, well, since I started my career here, 19 of America's 23 primary aluminum smelters have closed. It's 19 unique workplaces, just like the one we're standing in today, shut down, taking the American dream that I've been able to live away from families like mine and away from communities like ours all across the country. That has all changed with President Trump. President Trump's commitment to the American worker through his bold action and foreign trade policies have saved us from becoming one of those 19 unfortunate communities. I'm extremely thankful for the opportunities that President Trump has given us. His foreign trade policies are working. We're evidence of it right here at Mount Holly. We once again have the opportunity to produce the aluminum that's used in our cars, that support our power grid, and that my fellow Marines use to protect our country every day. Not here in America, but right here in South Carolina. President Trump's actions have given me hope that these opportunities and these chances will continue to exist, not just for me and not just for my coworkers on stage, but for our kids and for future generations of American aluminum workers. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak here today, and I'll turn it back over to our CEO for some closing remarks.
Thank you again for being here today, everybody. We're going to let you move on, but first, Mr. Secretary, if you would do the honor of helping us with the ribbon cutting to celebrate the new expansion today.
This is cool.
All aluminum, sir.
Is it all aluminum?
That's
Right.
right. That's
Thank
right.
goodness.